A beautiful morning to you, Lagos. A beautiful morning to you, Nigeria. A beautiful morning to all our viewers out there. Thank God it's Friday. Barika Juma to all our brothers and sisters in Islam, and also Ramadan Kareem. Just started, don't work like that. Today is day 5. Before you know it, it's just going gradually. And by the grace of the Almighty God, it will continue to strengthen you to go on and on and on, and you'll not go weary. Now, today being Friday, the 15th of March 2024, it's a privilege for you and I to be here, like I always say. So have you said thank you to God this morning? It's not going to cost you anything, just by the word of your mouth and your heart and your soul. Just say, God, I thank you for life. God, I thank you I can wake up. God, I'm already in the office. Thank you, I'm starting family and values this morning. And I'm not here alone because my name still remains Adejoke Adabi David. My friends call me Olori AJ. And I have the lady from Ayoboshian.
Let me take a very deep breath. You know that Ayoboshian. It kind of makes me feel like one such environment. Good morning to our esteemed viewers. My name is Joy Abu. Like you know, of course, yes, it's the weekend. Today is Friday, the last working day, official working day. You know, so Saturdays, Sundays are always busy here and there. But for somebody like me, I'll be resting because the traffic this week has been a bit friendly, not really that friendly though, a bit friendly. Welcome to Family and Values. You know, it's always a great time starting the week with you from Monday, and today is Friday. We are here smiling and making you happy. That's what family is all about, putting togetherness and adding values to your life.
Values to your life. And you know, like I will always say, family value is all about you, your family. What you represent is your family, and who you represent is your family. Now, talking about Ayoboshian, on Instagram, Yemi Sholade said he's Otumba Agbakin Yemi Sholade said he is a Lagosian. Someone said he's an Egbashian. So I'm calling her an Ayoboshian because she stays in Ayobo, okay?
And so, you're Ogbashan.
I'm Ogbashan.
Because you stay in Ogba. Ogbashan. Hey!
I don't know where Kayode is staying.
So those that stay in
you are, what state are you?
I'm from Cross River, proud Cross Riverian. Okay. Oh yes, I'm a Cross Riverian. Calabar is here.
I don't open my eyes.
From the northern part, I'm not an Efi girl. There's a difference.
No wonder they are boo. So
yes,
I've been saying salam alaikum
yes,
to her.
I'm not.
She may not be able to remember.
I'm not an Efi girl. I'm from the northern part of Cross River. We are close to Benue, you know, from that side. So we are the. I'm from the northern
one
part.
Beautiful thing about this lady you see here is that she has not decided to prepare something beautiful from her side. I wonder how she wants it, because she's in Lagos. She eats everything that I eat, and I can prepare. But to her, she has not. So people from Riverine area, please.
No, I see. You know, I promised Johnson that I'm going to bring a ball of Afang.
And this will also take me to wishing our Blossom. I am Rose Blossom. Our producer, a quick recovery.
Yes,
and thank God
yes.
she will be joining us very soon by the grace of the Almighty God. Wish you very best, and pray that God strengthens you. Thank you to everyone who sent your wishes to her yesterday and checked up on her. It's so good to have people around you.
Yes, you know, when you're
sick
sick and you have people around, it gives you that grace. That when you see family, when you see loved ones, it gives you this inner happiness. Like, okay, so I'm not a bad person. I have people around me to make me smile.
But sometimes even when you are bad, people will love you, still love you, because they have love for you. And that alone, if you have a good heart that can equally be, you know, turned to the good part. We always have options. It's either the good or the bad. So when you go around you and say, in spite of mine, that alone can also make that person to change from the bad side to the good side.
Yeah, but when you're a bad person, people do things reluctant just because they just want to do it. But when you're naturally a friendly, good, everybody wants to just see you back to your friendly, happy nature. They don't just want to see you in that pain. Like, no, it can't be this person, you know. But there are some people you just use one eye and say, let me just get there for getting sake. because they know that, oh, when you're out of it, it's not as if you're one.
And don't forget also, there are some people who want to do it just to take, let's see,
yes,
let's see, waiting.
Do you get?
Let's see, where we reach.
But
anyway, today is Friday. I hope you are ready for Friday. This morning, today, by the energy that God has bestowed upon me,
okay.
I want to enjoy this Friday. It's the third Friday. I want to enjoy it. I want to marry with it. I want to love it. I want to celebrate it. I want to rejoice it. What about you? Are you ready?
Okay.
Are you ready?
No. I understand where the energy is coming from.
Are you ready?
I
should this morning.
Maybe I should readjust my chair.
Please,
see, wherever you're watching Family and Values from this morning, this particular Friday, don't worry. When we start, you will understand why this particular Friday is energetic and is giving us the vibes.
I've always said it. Being full of life, or when you feel light. What I mean when you feel light, it's not about the age. It's about how you feel from inside. You're not pretending to be who you're not. Even though you are old, like you were giving me the definition of our topic today by an elderly, mature person in age. And you're like, so you also understand this, but don't let me take the cat off the bag yet. We need to go for a mini feature, and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere, stay tuned, because we're ready to fly.
Who are Zs? Generation Z comprises of people born between 1996 and 2010. This generation's identity have been shaped by the digital age, climate anxiety, a shifting financial landscape, and COVID-19. Gen Z is currently the second youngest generation, with millennials and Generation Alpha after. Like every generation, Gen Z's behaviors are shaped by how they grew up. Young people today have come of age in the shadow of climate doom, pandemic lockdowns, and fears of economic collapse. Generation Z, often shortened to Gen Z, colloquially known as Zoomers, is the demographic cohort succeeding millennia and preceding Generation Alpha. Researchers and popular media use the mid to late 1990s as starting birth years and the early 20s as ending birth years. Most members of Generation Z are the children of Generation X or older millennials. As the first social generation to have grown up with access to the internet and portable digital technology from a young age, members of Generation Z, even if not necessarily digitally literate, have been dubbed digital native millennials, or Generation Y, refers to people born between 1981 and 1994. Boomer refers to people born between 1946 to 1964. Characters of a Gen Z is they love to travel, they are prone to anxiety, they see gaming as more than a hobby, their environmental attitudes are as strong as you think, they might define AI adoption and they shape culture through social media. There's far more to Gen Z than stereotypes may suggest. They are carving their path in a very uncertain world, juggling their desire to seek adventure whether they can with their need for stability by saving for a rainy day. Fun fact about Gen Z represents the most racial and ethnically diverse generation in history. Gen Z brings their value and beliefs into the workforce and believes their values should be at the heart of their work. Gen Z has a voice and is comfortable expressing their opinions. Gen Zers are fairly conservative and have a keen focus on income, investing, and spending. Gen Zs are known for being entrepreneurs.
Okay, welcome back. It's Family and Values, and myself and Joy this morning want to fly together. No you to put me behind. I am very light. I'm ready to fly with them. Okay, yeah, you heard it. Who is or who are the Gen Zs? What's your own term or definition of Gen Zs? Who do you see them to be? A breaker of rule and order, people who are ready to build, people who are energetic, like the Bible says, your young men shall prophesy, your women shall see visions. Who do you see Gen Zs in your neighborhood, around you, in your office? Do you see them as people who are productive, who are positive in their thinking and ready to fly? They're not ready to crawl. they are ready to fight because of the energy in them. They are so young and they want to do many things at the same time. And I have one of them right here in the studio with us. And this guy, I tell you, let's start this discussion. Because if I open a channel concerning him, he may not know it, but you know, Yoruba people will say, you don't know your value. Or when people start talking about it and say, wow, this person like this, like, joy, yeah, I can do anything with that. But when it comes to this, I can just give a, spank, and I'll be good, I'm doing the right thing. I have Ayobami Adegboye Galadepo with me. Is the CEO of Porch Classic Media. Is a business personality. Is also a media personality. Sorry, is a crisis management consultant and also a social commentator. With us this morning, I present to you Ayobami. How are you?
See this clap, I'm clapping for you.
Yeah, I'm also doing the clap.
Hey, good morning. I'm fine. I'm good.
Popo.
Like when you now hear the good morning, I'm fine, I'm good. You know the deepness of that voice, you can activate that. This one there. let me hold it there.
Okay, Yobami, our topic this morning is who is or who are the Gen Zs? To you, who is a Gen Z? Your own definition, Gen Z.
Okay, so if we do basic numerical statistics first, Gen Zs are those born between 1997 and 2012.
Okay.
So ideally, a Gen Z should be 27 years. I think that's the benchmark. Now. Gen Z should be a 27-year-old individual. Anything after 27 is not a Gen Z. So they say a 30-year-old that is calling himself or herself into Gen Z is only trying to go fit into the mix. So if we look at Gen Zs, basically, I feel that Gen Zs are, like you rightly said, they are energetic people. Are they productive? Very, very. They have the energy, they are productive, they are very innovative, they challenge status quo. They ask questions, they want to see things change, they want to see everything look well. Gen Zs come with so much positivity, yet there's a whole lot of the negative sides of them. Now, so Gen Zs want a working system, but they want to remain lawless. It can't work. You want a working system. It's like an oxymoron. You want things to be done properly. So Gen Zs want a country that is safe. They want where the police are actually your friends as your friends, where the police can do their job as policemen, where the road is perfect, where there is 24 hours electricity, where education is as good as perfect, where the medical sector is very great. But the Gen Z does not want to pull over when the police pulls them over for a check. Those are the issues. The Gen Z does not think that if government says you are meant to pay this tax and pay this one, they don't want to do it. The Gen Zs become so troublesome, even to the point of the corporate world. Now, if we use the corporate world as an example, Gen Zs are the ones that will send an email to the HR on the morning that they won't be at work to say, probably I woke up not feeling positive. There's just this thing, I'm just low in the spirit. You know, things that you read and you're like, are you okay? You're low, your energy is low. Gen Zs they talk and they feel that they can question everything, and you should understand. They want you to reason like them, but they do not want to listen to you. So Gen Z, so to them, it is basically about them. The Gen Z feels that you need to understand them, you need to absorb them, but they don't want to listen. Gen Z, they defy corrections, a whole lot. And even when you see the parental side of them, it's extremely distasteful. When you because it's Gen Zs that you see a father and a mother drinking and smoking, and there's a 1 or 2 year old child.
Around
I think about a couple of days ago, there's a video that is trending that the Lagos State government even
yeah.
flagged
The woman
that carried a baby that is just about anxious.
puffing.
Last year there was another video like that. It was a father.
Yes, that was giving
doing
the
same,
the
yeah,
child,
even giving the child.
and the child
Now,
was bringing out from the nose.
Yeah, that's the Gen Z. Those are the things you see around them. You know, when I said Gen Z wants a working system, but they want to remain lawless. It's difficult for you to talk about being prim and proper around the Gen Z. Gen Z believes that you can do anything, but they want to get results. How do they intend to attain the position of leadership when even now they're not even willing to learn? And on the social media space, when Professor Wole Soyinka said something, I think about maybe a month or two ago, when he said the social media space is now controlled by he used the word maybe buffoons or something. I can't remember what exactly he used. And people were insulting him. Who were those insulting him? The Gen Zs, because they are the ones that control that space. The toxicity in them is just way too much. They sell so many wrong narratives. The moment they do not like you, they find everything to ruin your reputation, to paint you black, to make you feel like you are worthless, you amount to nothing. But if the Gen Z likes you, even if you were caught slaughtering a human being, they'll give 1 million excuses, reasons. The Gen Z will list 99 reasons why you should be forgiven or why you have done that ignorantly or mistakenly.
And it will be so perfect. Joy.
Now, you know, in the course of looking at this topic, I had to do a bit of research, and then I was trying to ask an elderly man. I said, can you give me who are the Gen Zs that we are really talking about? And he gave me a particular year to a particular year. Now, but you brought in the American statistics.
This is the
Gen Zs, you know. And he said from the 1980s to the is it 2000?
Or Gen Zs.
Yes,
Those
and
that
after that we have the Alpha. I think that was how he gave his this thing.
Okay.
Now I want to take it from the definition you gave me, and that's American statistics, because you see the Gen Zs, everything you're talking about, they take it. It's imported.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they are
out there.
They're absorbing they're absorbing so much of westernization.
So that is why I'm going to agree with the statistics you've given to me, because in everything you said they fall in that category. Now I want to ask, what is the motivation behind this whole Gen Z thing? Because you walk on the road and somebody say, oh, I'm a Gen Z. Like you said, when it comes to parenting, the Gen Zs don't mind to take their children to the club. And you know what? They actually, you know, they have this thing
it's my world, I can do it.
It's a free life. Like, that's why I said they took everything from the Western world and incorporated it into themselves. And but this is Africa. You know, let's not take that part. This is Africa. We have our values, we have our culture. So what is the motivation behind this whole Gen Z thing?
So if you ask me, what's the motivation? Technology.
Yeah.
Internet.
Technology, internet. Okay.
It's what Obasanjo's internet has done.
It's supposed to be bad, but it's for good.
No. So it's always called the Obasanjo's internet.
Because he was the one that
so this is what that internet has done to the Nigerian, especially the Nigerian.
Yes. Let's talk about our own.
There's something about the Nigerian breed. Now, they have been right now. The Gen Z are now being seen as a global bully. The Nigerian bully. They bully anybody. When I'll give you examples. They just concluded Grammy Awards that Davido lost, Burna Boy lost, Ashake lost, and there's this lady in South Africa
That won.
just now something
Yes.
that won Pommy Water. They went to all the pages in South
stuff.
Africa, drag whoever. That girl had a show. I think she was supposed to have a show last week or 2 weeks ago, and the attendance was low. They went and dragged again. Drag like
Nigeria.
now, but have they been able to push the Nigerian narrative well? They pushed Nigeria globally. They pushed the music, the entertainment, even
Entertainment industry.
tech.
Yeah.
They pushed tech so well. You know, now Nigeria is no longer that country that you can that you just
sweep under the
sweep
carpet,
under.
yeah.
No, we're not
Because
there
of the
anymore.
set of
Yeah.
people. Yes, yes.
And some of them have also been able to push the positive narrative of that Nigeria is not a country of scammers. No. We have wonderful people, great people who are doing fantastically well. We know all of this. But you see, the energy in the Gen Zs coupled with technology. You know, technology. See, you know what technology does is, it gives everybody the opportunity to say
To explore whatever you want to do.
Gone are the days when there are parental measures, controls. So there are things that you can't say. You can't even have some conversations with your parents. But with the Gen Z, they don't even need to have it with parents. They just need to speak to themselves. So when they speak to themselves, they just
They just
pick the phone.
picked it up
so
and
that you are
type
writing.
it.
And now with so much of
Social
visuals,
media.
so you now do Instagram video, TikTok, whatever you want to say, just say one nonsense, and it's everywhere. Imagine where you see someone say, "Don't marry somebody, don't marry a man that makes 800,000 per month. That's the price of a wig." And you're asking yourselves questions: is this not madness or witchcraft?
It's
Because if you say don't marry a man, don't go for a man who earns 800,000 naira.
It's the price of a wig.
It's
The
the
price
price
of a wig. Can you imagine?
And you're
Look at the
like,
thinking.
Who raised you? From what family did you come
Did you
from?
come from?
And you know how poor this thing is the fact that even the children of the noble, the children of the extremely rich would not utter such. They would not.
It is the ones that are struggling and
You
trying
understand?
to.
So there's a whole lot that the internet has done. So I basically, let me say social media, not just the internet. The social media has done more harm than good to the Gen Zs. You see, where it's good that even at work, we always have control measures.
Yeah.
It's good that you can express yourself, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. But even globally, even the Western people that you copy, the freedom of speech is guaranteed, but freedom after speech is not guaranteed.
Freedom after
Now,
speech is not guaranteed.
but the Gen Zs want freedom of speech and freedom after speech. The Gen Zs want to insult their great grandfathers, insult whoever, drag them in the mud, and they, you know, when they are doing it, they feel so satisfied.
high.
We'll drag you like Tiger Generator. Oh, we'll drag you like blah, blah, blah. And there's no remorse. And they want to do these things. But you see what I feel that in another 5-10 years from now, the current Gen Zs will become extremely toxic because they won't be able to take such things from the ones coming after them. They will be the real bullies. Now they see everyone that's trying to correct them as being too unbearing or or they feel you're a bully, you're too strict. They will be the real bullies. They won't take those things.
Oh my sure.
You won't be, because they won't. You can't imagine a 26-year-old girl now, by the time she's 36 and there's a 15-year-old child that is asking questions, because they will see whatever it is that is in them will be doubled or tripled.
Hey.
That energy will come doubled or tripled.
I agree.
It will become double or tripled. Just like, you know, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, there was a pattern, there was a way we reason, the way we see things. Now it's not the same. A 20-year-old child in 1990 and a 20-year-old in 2024, if you put them together side by side, they are
I remember one of our
different.
guests said he would call that generation the Mumu generation.
Exactly.
The
Because
Mumu
it was a
It's
generation.
because the generation of sit down here. Yes.
Yeah, it was
Do
a,
this. Yes.
You know, I'm practically, I think I'm just a few months less than 40, and I can tell you that all my life I've never fought a guy before. I have never fought a guy.
And that doesn't mean you've not come across any.
But you know, so whoever called my generation the Momo generation was right, because it was a generation where, number one, TV would not start until 4 p.m.
Until 4 p.m.
So I used to wonder, wait, and those days where Omo get inside, you don't have them again. Now, you know, and you're supposed to sit inside, and you sit there. There was no TV.
You know?
So the TV is just a box. And when it's 4, even what will show on TV is not interesting.
It's not interesting,
You know,
because they are starting with news. And then they start with the anthem.
National anthem. So around that 5 o'clock, you now see some funny, some old whatever cartoons. And every other thing, you don't understand. Weekends, your parents will sit at home. They are the ones that are enjoying TV. They want to watch this, they are watching that.
Oh my God, we need to go for a break. I'm sure you're also learning and getting some facts about this set of people. And I will pray you don't miss this or anything. Just stay tuned. If you have questions for us, please go to the number on your screen. Send your text message to us. Don't call, please. And if it's online on Facebook or on Twitter, please send your questions or message to us. So definitely ready. Let's go for Word on Maple. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. It's the Family and Values, and we've been talking about who is a Gen Z, Generation Z. And we've been talking with Ayobami Adeboye Galadipo. He's the CEO of Port Classic Media, crisis management consultant, and the likes. Yeah, he's also an entrepreneur. Now, why do you think the elders, the old ones, the likes of the mature or senior citizens, have this misconception about, you know, who this Generation Z are? Why do they feel skeptical and like, why? I know you said, but I know there will be some things you can also, you know, alight and say like this, let's have them.
Okay, I don't think the elders have any misconception about them. I feel that it's just something they are trying so hard to understand, to absorb, to relate with. You know, we're saying something well off. That's somebody called the older generation the Momo generation. It was a get inside generation. So you see where we're coming from. There's always something to describe every generation. You say I'm gonna get inside. It was get inside. I use myself as an example. My mother was a teacher, and she was selling words, children words. So after school in the afternoon, she goes to her shop. You know, all the days of ready-made, the gym and butter.
Yes.
She used to sell those things, bicycles and all of that. But do you know that I was never given the opportunity to learn how to ride a bicycle. She was selling. But you know why? Because those days, the BMX days in the 90s, so my friends, when we come back from school, we'll see them go to one brother where they will rent bicycle. You know, those, you have like 40.
At least I was a part of those guys to rent.
They'll go and rent.
5 naira, 10 naira.
It was even cheaper. I think around, then it used to be like 1 naira,
yeah, 1 naira,
50
2
kobo,
naira.
30 minutes or something. There's this friend of mine, Karim, he will go and borrow, maybe lend a BMX. I will stand in front of the building. So it used to be a two-story building that we call 3-story then. Myself and my younger brother will just be there. We'll be looking at Karim. He will go down the market, come back again. You know, for like 30 minutes, 1 hour, he would enjoy himself. Our mother was selling the bicycles, but she didn't want us to mix with the children on the streets. There was no internet. There was no DSTV. There was nothing that allows communication with the global space. But she just had an idea of what she wanted her own children to be. So, and many of us like that were called Omo Get Inside. But now the Gen Zs they are basically the Italawa.
Italawa
generation.
They are outside.
They are the ones that always put we are outside on the
They are the outsider generation. Everything around them. Okay, when you feel that the older ones are trying to understand them, look at their fashion sense too. It's the Gen Zs that would probably use 1 yard of a fabric
size.
to make a top and skirts. I saw a video, with no disrespect, but I saw a video, I think it was yesterday. The daughter of one of the Nollywood A-list actresses, was her birthday.
Yeah.
One of our friends, a big brother winner, came in with something that looked like just a tape. It was a cloth though, and that was the only thing she had on her breast. And like, is it this bad? Has it
come
gotten
to
into
this?
And you know, to the Gen Z, or so you see it this way, to some of them, being naked is fashion. You know, I said it earlier that the Gen Z wants a country, a nation that works, yet they want to be lawless. They don't want to conform with what is proper. The Gen Z feels that you are gagging them. They want to express themselves. They feel that whatever it is, anything they're doing is an expression. They want to express themselves. They want to say whatever. They want to challenge status quo. They want to do this, even in the political space. Unfortunately, that's the part that pains me the most. The Gen Zs they've been used as a tool for division. I'll give you an example. The last election that we had in Nigeria, the February 2023 election, divided us more than ever before. Now, politics is a game of numbers. So now, for you to have the numbers, you need the youths for any election. Now, and the youths are the so-called Gen Zs, then even people in their 40s are still considered as youths. When you now take advantage of these social media people that you call Gen Zs, what do you need to sell to them? For any electoral circle, what the politician does is to sell a narrative of you being at a disadvantage. 2027 will come. Another opposition or the present opposition will still come to you, make you feel like they are making you, they're suffering you, they are not giving you this. We will give you. And once they sell that to you, you buy into it and you begin to see every other thing as wrong.
That's wrong.
Gen Zs do not believe that a Nigeria would work. They are not concerned about upholding the beautiful stories of Nigeria. They are not concerned about telling stories of how great and how wonderful this country is. They just want to shut down the country. You know, so much disregard for law and order, for presidency and all of that, because they don't understand that they are being used to distort things, to tell whatever, to spread whatever narrative, from tribal to the religious angle, and they're not willing to learn.
Okay, now let's take it from this side. Yes, I can understand all you said about the set of people. Now, what do we really expect from them? Because the essence of family and values is centered around this set, because they've lost value. They've lost value. They've lost respect. They've lost a lot. They've how do I put it? They've made what we value growing up useless in their faces. And that is why I was complaining this morning when I was coming, and a young girl was just stepping on my you got my I was like, excuse me. And she said, sorry. The way she
even said sorry.
You know, I looked at her, I was like, hey, see this small girl, you know. Now the essence is we want to change them. We want to see, not changing them, but we want to still make sure that we instill values to the ones that can hear and listen, because there are still a set of them that can still listen. So what do we really expect from this set of people, these youths, these Gen Zs? I can boldly call them now, these Gen Zs.
Oh, God.
So, you say, what do we really expect from them?
What do we
so
expect
we
from
expect the positive energy. We expect that they bring their innovation, their productivity, their witty um, uh, attributes and all of that into adding values to the nation. And how do we do this? How can we achieve this? I think more conversations around the Gen Z's workshops needs to this conversation needs to keep it needs to be it needs to be a continuous process around our vicinity, from churches to the mosque, to schools, to families, homes. So because I realize that families these days, even some parents just maybe for the fact that they are overwhelmed already, and they just let them be. You see what these mobile phones have done? Because now you now have in a family, so you're in a home and everybody is seated and everybody is on their phones. That's what social media and the internet has done. We now have less of proper communication. It's now done technologically. So you can be in the home, in the living room, and your mom is in the bedroom and they are chatting.
And they now create WhatsApp group that
yes,
everybody.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, you have WhatsApp group so that at least even if you are scattered, you can communicate. But do we have the olden days bond, family bond, love, values, where they will tell you you cannot rubbish the family's name? When you are going to school and they tell you remember the son of whom you are, that thing is more important to you than anything in this world. Remember the son of whom you are. When your father says that cannot be my son, that cannot be my daughter, you know that no. You know when probably somebody calls to report and say no, my child will not do that. Meanwhile, the child has messed up and the child knows I'm dead.
Okay. Now,
knows I'm dead.
I want to paint this scenario to you because we're working with time and we need to get on time out of this place, and we need to get all these questions across to you so that we'll be satisfied that we have fully achieved something on the Gen Zs today. Now, I want to paint the scenario. I'm sure, I don't want to, okay, let me go back to during the crisis of Lekki 98, Lekki 2020, many other years like that. Or maybe you're driving and you suddenly come across some youth doing certain things. Why Gen Z, you know me, you know, trying to like show if more, I get my own car, I get this. And suddenly you are just there and you're like, what's your reaction when you see them doing this? Do you come down to approach or more come down, you know, or you just like, God, what can I do? Don't forget your media personality, and I have seen your work, and I can say you're not doing it because, you know, you need to feed yourself and you love what you do. And I have also seen media personality who go all the way and just make it a scandal, make it controversial and all that. But what do you do? What's your reaction when you see situations, scenarios that look like this Gen Z? What can we do? What do you do at that point to help that situation? Because family and values. So
the first thing is you warm up to them. So for me, if for whatever reason, either it's something physical or it's a conversation or whatever, first is the acceptance. That's what they always want. You can't correct them when you can't even have a conversation with them when you do not try to be like them. So the first thing is you just warm up to them. How far? And you see them, hey, okay, calm down, wait. We did here together. We did here together. Like, bros, you know, see, we did here together. And people are hungry. See, me say I never chop. I'm hungry. Bros, I'm not hungry. Okay, calm down. If this immediate solution means that I need to just get something, let's sit together. Let's just feel like, okay, we are involved in this. For whatever agitation that they have, either they are doing it online or they are doing it in the physical that you call a protest. First, relate with them, associate with them. Let them feel that sense of belonging. Let them feel like, oh, so I understand your plight. We are in this. Then let's talk. How can we resolve this? Because they see every correction, like we said earlier, as you being an antagonist. And that way, will you achieve anything?
Nothing.
No. So you need to come close to them and listen to them. Sometimes they have very genuine concerns. They have beautiful concerns, but do they navigate, or how well do they navigate these issues? That's another thing. They do not, the energy in them, that rush, the blood that is flowing in them, do not allow them to put some things in proper perspective. They just want everything like, and they feel that anything can be done.
Immediately.
Yes, like
Like,
instantly. So even for things that would take months or years, they believe it can be achieved. No.
Now you dey slow.
Gen Z believe that you can build a road in 1 month.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now, you know, one of the questions I want to ask, I'll ask two questions in one. One is, has there been any advocacy for these Gen Zs? Have they been, or should we start advocating general awareness, talking about it? That is question number one. Now, the second question, and this is quite important, is because, do you think that it is the previous generation that has actually fueled these Gen Zs? Because when you look at protests, when you look at the things that are happening, when you even look at these guys that are into Yahoo, it is not the 20, you see, the 23, 22, they just started. But you see the previous generation that still classify themselves as Gen Z, meanwhile, they are not. They just feel like we are youth. You know, when you say we are youth, a 45 person is a youth, but by the time you start breaking it down, so do you think that the previous generation is actually the one fueling this Gen Z rush? When you look at protests, it was not a 23-year-old person that was leading. It was not, you know, most of these people are people that you said blend with them. They are blending with them rather than telling them, see, calm down, let's do it this way, let's do it this way. They are blending to fuel whatever it is, and you see these people on causing cyber bullying. Most of them are not the 18, the 17.
Okay, let me answer. So the first question is advocacy. I feel that the best and one of the most productive things to do is the engagement I mentioned, especially across schools. From the secondary schools, those in the SS2 and SS3, because those ones are the next ones.
The next ones that were entering
they will be
the university.
Initiating into the Gen Z
Really
world. Now, then the ones in the higher institutions, you need to engage them, you need to have conversations with them, you need to speak to them, let them see reasons why things need to be done properly. Then the second one about who are those who are the older ones fueling this. Okay, so there's the generational part of the generational decadence in all of this, where you transfer these things from generation to generation. I'll use an example. It used to be 419 before Yahoo came. It used to be proper 419. Then internet came. Then the Yahoo came from. So they coined internet scam from Yahoo Mail. So how more Yahoo. Yeah, that was just that was where the coin came from. Now, if there was no 419, there wouldn't have been internet fraud. There wouldn't have been so-called wire. No, you won't have it. If some people were not smoking weed, you won't have people doing loud.
What about pen robbers?
All of the
what
other
about pen
ones.
robbers?
Yes. So now the ones that we call pen robbers, if we did not have those who
Padding.
are doing padding, doing stuffs in offices, you won't have them now today. Just like even check the political space. Why do we have what was it called, domiciliary accounts in Nigeria? Why do we have FX accounts? Because some years ago, the only way some politicians could steal money was to carry it to Swiss. So they say they took the money to Swiss accounts, and somehow they realized that instead of moving money in cash and taking to Swiss, why don't we have domiciliary accounts here? such that you have that account. When you travel, you can also spend from it. Meanwhile, the person in America does not have an account where he can spend naira. He spends his currency. The person in Britain, in England, only have pounds account. You cannot be a British and you are running account of other countries. But in Nigeria, you have a pounds, an euro account, a dollar account. Are we supposed to have it? No. What you're supposed to have is your naira.
And spend it anywhere.
And use it in Nigeria. Use it to pay contractors. Use it to do everything.
You're not supposed to be on the other side. So now, back to the question. The older generation, I said it earlier that politics, as an example, is a game of numbers. And where do you get the numbers? Youths. Up until 2023 elections, we had youths who on election days will be playing football. They were not bothered. But the politicians realized that for them to get the numbers, we need to bring, because you have the numbers, but they were not involved. We need to bring them in. And how do you bring them in? Tell them that they are at a disadvantage. Tell them that these people are just stealing from them, that we will save them. Tell them, and you know the Gen Zs, the youths on a norm, they love to hear the Messiah kind of gospel message. So you sold that to them, and because you want to get to the streets, who are the ones that you need to use? The youths. When you had NSAS protests,
oh my God,
for you to keep the youth on the road, you know that they are restless. So for you to keep them there, they turned it to a concert.
Oh my God.
They were having music and they were feeding them. Who was so? And they made it look like it was just something that was coming on its own. No, it wasn't coming on. There was a script before that protest started. Though the protest started as a sincere agitation from Nigerians. That's where I said they will come, politicians will come, they will come on the ground. There will be a sincere concern, but they will wait. They know that there's a sincere concern. They now form a group and say, we will use this. So they sell it to people and people see it for real.
My God.
Were we victims of us? Yes, a whole lot of us.
A whole lot.
And so, but meanwhile, those who wanted to orchestrate, they were there. And so what did they need to do? Fuel it, give you drinks. Even here at Alausa, in front of the governor's office, it was a jamboree for weeks, for 2 good weeks. So some people were going there to eat morning, afternoon, night. Like once you get there, nobody will push you away.
You are coming back.
Nobody will push you away.
Ayobami is coming back.
You will eat.
I don't want to
drinks.
Know. Hey, why? Hey, why?
Oh my goodness.
You will not finish talking. You will not finish talking. You still have many more to say.
Interesting.
But sincerely, Ayobami will be coming back. There are so many other things I want us to talk about on Family and Values with Ayobami. He will be doing that because he has this youth thing. And I'm sure he's going to come back and talk about it. And so, thank you for coming. We appreciate you. I have to drag him from Abuja to Port Harcourt. I was telling Kayode, I have to drag. You have to come. This is about you. And I know you'll do more. Joy.
Thank you very much. For me, I just love the fact that everybody now understands who these Gen Zs are. Even the Gen Zs themselves are calling other people Gen Zs. You know, they wake up and say, it's the Gen Zs. But then at the end of the day, what we are trying to tell them or tell this set of youth is, you have a genuine because you have the passion, you have the technology. Channel it towards the positive direction so that it can help the country and help us in a better light, you know, to have a better society. Thank you for being a part of Family and Values from Monday till Friday. We'll see you on Monday. My name is Joy Abu.
Okay, so I would have loved Ayo to say 1 or 2 things, just in 30 seconds.
Yeah, thank you very much. To the average Nigerian youth, to the Gen Z, here's just my little advice. That it's good that that everyone has energy. It's good that you guys are productive. You guys are very innovative. We love you. We respect you. We appreciate everything in you. We appreciate your wittiness. But at the same time, let's be more productive. Push the narrative of a Nigeria that you'll be proud of. A nation that you would always want to call your own. That you would always want the world to respect. You want the world to appreciate. You want the world to see as a proper green, white, green nation. Uphold family values, uphold what we stand for as Africans and as Nigerians in general, who have the communal life where we look out for each other.
Okay, let's look out for each other. On that note, I want to say happy birthday to Pastor Olusegun Patrick Tinker on behalf of your siblings, Johnson also here, and the rest of your siblings. Happy birthday. And on that note, I want to say thank you to every big member of our crew on Family and Values in Galaxy Television. Just stay tuned. Don't miss the next program. We're still on course. Stay tuned. Have a lovely weekend. Bye for now.